All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the Gridfinity bases that we're going to be using for this Gridfinity Toolbox organization project. So I'm going to be using these types of Gridfinity, Clickfinity. There are a couple different versions, and I'm going to show you guys those a couple different versions. I've actually only printed this first version that you see here, and I'll try some of these other versions. So basically, if you're not familiar with the Clickfinity, it basically has different designs of these little fingers that grab onto the bottom lip of the Gridfinity bins, or basically the Gridfinity profiles, to keep the profile from moving. So it uses these clips here, and then you press it in, and when you press it in, it stays in. It doesn't move around or hop around or anything like that. So you can have something that's relatively tight inside for the layout and be able to get the bins out, or you could have bins that don't hop around or anything like that when you're jostling around on the drawers and stuff like that. So I'm going to do a version of this Clickfinity base plate for Gridfinity, and then I'm going to modify it such that these holes here, instead of using screws, I'm going to use magnets, so that way I can have it be held down to the bottom of the drawer, and so they don't slide around. And also, I can get rid of the thickness of that anti-slip mat that's on the bottom. It just adds weight. And again, I want to load these drawers as heavy as possible and as much useful stuff as I can. And also that will give me back some weight that I can do in these Clickfinity organizers. So here's, sorry, Gridfinity organizers. So here's an example of the base. This is one that I've actually tried. And then this is, for example, is like a new style one. So it's got these little bumpers, right? You can see these little bumpers here, and then this is like a more close-up view of it. And I loaded them into Bamboo Studio here, and I can show you guys what it looks like. So here you can see those little bumpers, right? And then here is that one that I tried. So this one is a little bit more grippy, and these mostly are printed with PTG. I'll have a video on that type of thing here later. And here you can see again these bumpers. Now, of course, I would pick the one that has the holes in it. I mean, I could also use this one. This might be easier to modify than this. I'll just use some small little magnets that go in the bottom, and I'll glue them in from the bottom, or even it can go all the way through the top and then just drop some glue down on them. And so that way it'll hold it down on the steel. It doesn't hop around, and everything is nice and tidy. It won't move when you're opening and closing the drawers. So that's it for this episode. I'll go ahead and do some testing on these and some modifying, and we'll go forward with that. Stay tuned for the next episode of this series.